this happy Halloween. It's a special October 31st matchup in the NBA here on 2K Sports. And here we go, the battle between conferences. It's East versus West, where the Indiana Pacers will be looking to make a statement. So Indiana wins the tip. We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. So on the floor for Memphis, Zebo and Marcus All are up front. Conley and Allen are the guard set, and it's Barnes in at the three. Count the bucket.
Boy, he crashed the boards with purpose right there. Well-deserved second chance points for him.
Now here's Conley. Turned in an outstanding game against Minnesota. Pass to Randall. From the wing. That one off the back iron and out.
Pacers are just a solid team on the glass. Everybody knows how to box out, and they all have tremendous strength. A physical team does a pretty good job of rebounding the ball for the most part. There were some struggles at times, but over the course of the season, pretty solid rebounding team.
Conley kicks to Gasol. And just over a minute played here in the start of the game. Allen's shot is off. The Pacers are gone 2 or 3 here to start out the game. And George, here we go. There's a big high bounce and goes in.
Good job there, Kevin, getting himself a little space on the inside.
The Grizzlies off to a slow start. 6-point game. They're coming off that win against Minnesota.
Well, Kevin, they constructed a perfect offensive game plan going into that game, and it was quickly apparent how powerless the defense was to stop them.
Powerless is a good way to put it, Steve. We're unlikely to see that many uncontested baskets again anytime soon. 4 or 5 shots have dropped for them already. Not a bad way to get things.
As they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Well, we'll see if that shot breaks things open a little.
That gets them on the right track here, Steve.
Moments ago, our Doris Berg had a chance to catch up with the coach, Frank Vogel. Doris.
On his mind, the difficult task of defending Zach Randolph. He said Randolph's especially tough because he's not only a go-to scorer on the low block and the pinch post, but also a guy who can pick up a lot of second chance points with his work on the glass. He's a 20 and 10 double-double guy for a reason. We'll have our hands full trying to slow him down. Guys, back to you.
Thanks a lot, Doris.
Monte Ellis is only 6'3", but makes his living in the lane. One of the truly outstanding finishers in the NBA. He's an explosive small guard who is relentless in attacking the rim off the dribble.
And for Ellis, guys, a high-impact kinetic style of play and always driving the lane. And yet, Steve, he played in all 82 games last season. He was very durable.
Well, among his many talents, that's another one, Kevin. The durability, the toughness to make it through the entire season. I think the coaches and teammates really appreciate that as well.
Monte Ellis at 6'3" is certainly a gifted scorer. He played most of his career minutes at the shooting guard position. He gives up some size there, however, and that's been a challenge for him at the defensive end.
That's good.
Great interplay there between those two teammates.
And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. Allen passes to Hill. Ellis outside. Ellis right side. 4 on the clock. 14 feet away. No good. And Memphis the other way now. And some have felt as a scoring combo guard, Ellis would be best as a 6th man. Steve, coming off the bench, what do you think?
I agree. You know, as talented as he is, you know, he's really kind of a combo guard who's a nightmare matchup for a lot of players. But he's not a true point, and he doesn't have that size that you want at the 2-guard spot. So, to me, the 6th man makes perfect sense.
And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. Outside Hill. The pass to Ellis. Hill, a screen on Allen. Hill dishes to Ellis. There's the 3. And once again off the mark by Indiana. The Grizzlies trail by 3. Conley with it. He's picked up by Hill. Here's Gasol. And it's sent back by Hill. George against Gasol. Hill kicks to George. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Well, for Paul George, his leap last season, not just about accentuating his strengths, but also cutting back on the negative plays, in particular, lowering his fouls and turnovers while he was on the floor.
First free throw is good. And for Paul George, looking to cut down on his turnovers, some of that was not forcing the pass when it wasn't there.
Yeah, and that's the one thing that he really has to tighten up on. He had this terrible habit of throwing this one-handed bowling bounce pass that never found its target. So, PG, if you're listening, get rid of that bounce pass for me, partner.
He's not only listening, he's playing. He's playing the game right now.
He's the real deal, though. He's one of the more enjoyable guys to watch and to hang out with.
Conley, the pass to Gasol. Feeds to Barnes. He dishes it to Randolph. Gasol tried to free himself up. That's good from Randolph on the assist by Barnes.
That was some skill there. Nice use of the bounce pass.
Indiana leading. Hill kicks to Allen. Here's George. Good. George has got his second bucket tonight.
Little touch of class there, guys. The end of that play with the finger roll.
For Memphis, they've gone 4 for 9 from the field to start this game off. Conley kicks to Gasol. Down low, Allen. The shot is off. Excellent D there from Allen. Indiana leading by 4. Hill dishes to George. It's back to Hill. And George kicks to Hill. Now the feed to George. Shot clock at 6. Lets it go. Tries again. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
They've been strong here in the early going, Kevin. Very effective from inside.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Indiana.
Well, I like the fact they've already been getting a lot of high-quality shots in the paint.
And they're sharing the ball, too, which I love. They're piling up the assist, and we're seeing great offensive movement.
Like you were saying, going strong inside, building a strong lead here in the first.
And the confidence factor is a big part of that, Kevin. Taking that ball inside, you get high-quality shots, you get conversion, keep pressure on the defense, and it just continues to build on itself.
And here are the Pacers now. Allen against Ellis. Kicks it to Hill. Hill, a screen on Barnes. Nice teamwork to set up the pick play and make the space for the J.
Well, they've settled into their offense very quickly here today.
Yeah, they're zoned in, making the most out of their possessions here.
Passes it to Allen. Clock at 6. To halt the run, and Ellis with the block, and they'll keep possession. Barnes can't get it to go. Indiana leading by 9. Stolen by Allen. Pass to Conley. Looks for Randolph, gets it to him. And that one falls, coming off Conley's feet. And that's now 6 points for Zach Randolph. So the Pacers called timeout, their first of the game. This, of course, their first opportunity to play Memphis this season.
Well, they thought they'd handle this club last year both times, but they actually split the 2 season meetings.
Here's Hill. 17 points for him last game against Philadelphia. Right side Hill. Ellis outside. Hill kicks to Ellis. Hill sets the screen for Ellis. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Off target on the 15-footer.
Couldn't convert, but nice little 2-man game there.
And it wouldn't surprise me to see them go back to that the next trip.
Randolph passes to Allen. Here's Gasol. Misses off the left iron.
It has not been an easy quarter for him, at least offensively speaking. You think about the Grizzlies, and one thing that jumps out at you is their physicality. I mean, that's a team that loves contact and has no problem being physical. My goodness, he sure can get off the ground.
One of the best in the business, for sure. You're right.
Such an imposing finisher around the rim. Intimidating to the defense, really.
Now here is Conley, and Hill over to help. Barnes dishes to Randolph. Cut the bucket. Randolph's got 8 points. For the Grizzlies, given how much Memphis loves their football, the physicality of the Grizz fits right in.
Yeah, the fans really appreciate it, and that's effective against every team in the league, particularly because the NBA has gotten much smaller and faster. So Grizzlies are playing sort of a different style, and it's been very effective for them.
Now here is Conley after Jordan Hill's miss. Nobody near Allen. That's in there. Conley with the assist. And now just a 4-point Pacer lead. The Pacers have gone 8 of 14 from the field in the first quarter. Outside Hill. And George, here we go. And good on the basket. Book it. 11 points in the game.
Well, he's so good at recognizing where the openings are and getting the ball to the rim.
Left side, Randolph. Barnes against George. Gasol, a screen on Hill. Conley kicks to Randolph. Back to Conley. Wide open. It's rebounded by Indiana. Coming off that loss against Philadelphia.
And you don't need to dig too deep into the box score to figure out why they lost the game. I mean, their shooting percentage was abysmal.
You know, sometimes we talk about the defense getting into the heads of the opposing players, but it seemed that night they got in their own head. They lost confidence at the offensive end.
The Grizzlies trail by 8. So timeout called here. But first for Memphis.
You know, if you look back at the Grizzlies season last year, it'd be hard not to say it was a case of them not getting out of the gate as strongly as they wanted to, and then the injury to Gasol creating a situation where they never quite fully caught up.
So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Mahinmi's checked in for Hill. Turner comes in for Allen. Solomon Hill, he's checked in for George. Rodney Stuckey's subbed in for Monte Ellis. So Memphis going with almost an entire new group here. Anderson, he's checked in for Gasol. White comes in for Zach Randolph. And Stevenson's checked in for Matt Barnes. And it's Udrich in for Tony Allen. Well, guys, talking about Memphis again, they were a team that many thought had a chance to finish in the top half of the Western Conference. But, Steve, they ended up just sneaking into the playoffs.
But what a run they went on after the All-Star break when they got healthy. You know, they looked like they were dead in the water, but they won enough games after the break to get to that 7th spot. And we know how tough the Western Conference was.
Rebounding is going to be the focal point for them in this one, fellas. I can feel it.
Yeah, it's a physical game, and so far the numbers show that they've got the edge on the glass.
Now, here is Hill. Here's Turner. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Turner comes with the double team. And it's the Pacers with the ball. Outside Hill. The dish to Stuckey. Outside Hill. There's the pick. Shot clock at 5. Three-pointer. They get it back. Mahinmi kicks to Stuckey. A second chance effort, and he gets it to go. And the Pacers lead by 10.
They still have a lot of time to get back into this game, but they got to do a better job of limiting the second chance points.
Turner comes with the double team. Here's Stevenson. It's good. This time the assist from Udrich.
Well, when the double team's in place, it really spreads the floor offensively.
Pacers leading by 8. Hill kicks to Stuckey. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. That's on Chris Anderson.
Well, there was a time not that long ago when Rodney Stuckey was considered a rising star in the NBA, considered a steal with the 15th pick in the 2007 draft. But after back-to-back disappointing seasons, I think it's fair to ask, have we seen the best of Stuckey already?
And Rodney Stuckey was playing in a contract season. Started last season breaking his thumb in his car door, and that required surgery. He missed the first month, and as a result, he never did get back to the level he had hoped for.
And so he hits both. And for Stuckey, not an outside shooter, but his percentage of shots around the basket has dropped for 3 consecutive seasons.
Yeah, he's not drawing as many fouls. He assisted at half the rate he did in 2010-11. Some of it was fit in Detroit. No floor spacing. See if he can get back to playing his brand of basketball.
Kevin, they've been playing with an awful lot of energy here, getting a lot of offensive rebounds. That's always an indicator of hustle and energy.
Conley, the pass to Stevenson. Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. Off the screen, count the bucket. Stevenson's got his second bucket tonight.
That was an outstanding pick that gave him the room to bury the jump shot. Underrated, but not undervalued.
Now here's Stuckey. He had 15 points last outing. Hill kicks to Stuckey. He feeds it to Turner. Stolen by Anderson. Here's Udrich. Can't get it to go. And a double-digit lead on the scoreboard as we end the first quarter of play. Indiana out in front, up 10. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute.
On Tap Wednesday, November 5th, Chris Paul and the Los Angeles Clippers go up against Stephen Curry and the Golden State Warriors. It's Western Conference action. You don't want to miss it.
Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And let's quickly break down the game, guys, we have seen from Indiana. What do you think?
They've done a nice job on the offensive boards here, guys, and I think that was the difference in that first quarter, really pounding the offensive glass.
Well, they set the tone early with their mindset, their tenacity, and their hustle. I mean, that's the way they've come out, and it's served them well.
Taking a look at the Grizzlies. Conley out there with Udrich. Then there's Anderson. Then it's Brandon Wright. And it's Stevenson in at the 3 spot. Now here's Anderson. Looking for his first basket still in this one. And it's Conley penetrating. A second chance effort. And the layup is up and in. Wright's got it back down to within single digits for Memphis.
You know, when the size advantage is that pronounced, I mean, that's exactly what you should do offensively in this situation. Take it strong to the middle.
Here's Hill. Stuckey outside. Hill dishes to Turner. It's back to Hill. Just 5 to shoot. No good from outside. The Grizzlies trail by 8. Udrich, the pass to Conley. Turner comes with a double team. And Stevenson kicks to Wright. Another shot, and Anderson gets it to go. Anderson's got his first points of the game. Here in the second quarter with a little over a minute gone. Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over.
Yeah, he definitely saw some things that were not working for them out there, and now he's going to make some adjustments.
I'm not sure what it was, but he clearly wanted something to change out there.
Indiana making some changes. Lavoy Allen comes in for Turner. And Paul George is subbed in for George Hill. Then for the Grizzlies, Marc Gasol is checked in for Anderson. Randolph comes in for Brandon Wright. And Tony Allen subbed in for Mike Conley. All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Yes, guys, over that last break, I listened to Dave Yeager address his team. He wants to see renewed effort from them on the offensive glass. He talked about the second chance points that are out there if they work for them. He talked also about getting the ball to their big men in the low post. That's where the ball should be going, he said. Let's get it in tight. So, Kevin, changes already being made on the fly here in the second quarter.
Thanks a lot, Doris.
Easy call there.
No question about that one. You could hear the impact from where I am.
The Pacers have missed 2 free throws in the game, going 5 for 7. That free throw, no good.
You know, not a lot of teams from the East do well against the West, but it should be no surprise that the Pacers were one of those teams last year.
The Pacers making a switch here. Ellis is checked in. That one is no good.
Pacers with 18 wins and 12 losses against the West last year. As you said, no surprise, as their defense can let them compete against anybody.
Now here's Randolph. He's got 8, and he gets the bucket. Randolph's got 10.
My, he is so adept at finishing in the low post.
Ellis dishes to Stuckey. Ellis outside. It's George on the wing. Gasol with the rebound. Gasol's got 7 rebounds in the game. Talking about the Pacers in the Western Conference, only the Heat had more wins against the West than the Pacers did last year.
Well, a lot of where you end up in the East has to do with how you play against the Western Conference teams, at least for the top teams, and the Pacers wouldn't have gotten that #1 seed in the East without doing as well as they did out West.
And so here is Indiana. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Down low, Gasol with the steal. Here's Hudrick. He's guarded by Ellis. Stevenson against George. Allen kicks to Stevenson. Tries the hook. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Well, Marc Gasol missed some time last season with injury, but you can see just how important he is to a team when he's gone. I mean, the Grizzlies were nowhere near as imposing when he was sidelined by injury.
And for Marc Gasol, last season a grade 2 MCL sprain. No surgery required, but he did miss 20 games while recovering, and Memphis struggled during his absence.
And the first one at the line is good. And last season for Marc Gasol, a bit of a downturn with his numbers.
Yeah, his rebounding fell off a bit, as did his shooting percentages. We'll see how he bounces back this season.
Hill, he's checked in for Indiana. So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe. One thing the teams know when they come to Indianapolis is that points are not going to be easy to get. The Pacers, like you know, this very well played, very tough team here at home.
Yeah, the pillars for that team have been defense and rebounding the basketball. That's who they are, and that's how they play.
Stuckey brings the double team. Allen passes to Stevenson. He kicks to Randolph. Shot from 12. And that's collected by Hill.
Pacers really built around defense, relentless with their pressure and ability to contest shots. That's why they led the league in home wins last year.
Now here is George. He's coming off a 13-point game against Philadelphia.
And defensively, I mean, he was all over the court, forcing turnovers, putting a ton of pressure on the ball.
Now here's Randolph after Jordan Hill's miss. Dishes it to Gasol. Stevenson outside. Just 5 on the clock. Expanding his range. And again, Memphis no good.
Well, on paper, only Chicago played better defense at home than the Pacers did. But the Pacers are what you would call an elite defensive team. And it's really apparent at home when the Pacers typically would shut teams down in a big way.
Can't hit from in close.
That's not an opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Ellis with it. And Allen picks him up defensively. Hill dishes to Stuckey. Using his post moves to get the 2 points. Stuckey's got 6. The Grizzlies trail by 7. And Udrih kicks to Randolph. Pass to Allen. The pass to Udrih. Shot clock at 6. Feeds it to Stevenson. Trying to get back on track. And it's Stevenson again missing. Pacers leading by 7. Stuckey passes to Allen. Stolen by Randolph. He dishes it to Gasol. Here's Udrih. He's guarded by Stuckey. There's the double team with Allen. Gasol kicks to Randolph. That's good. For Indiana, they've gone only 2 of 7 from the field since the second quarter got underway. Stuckey into the lane and stolen by Udrih. Allen dishes to Gasol. And Udrih kicks to Stevenson. It's good. This time the assist from Udrih. And it's 7 points for Lance Stevenson.
Well, you knew the run would come, and here it is. They're playing well now, trying to get back in this thing.
Yeah, pretty good comeback effort here. Rolling along nicely, and they've gotten themselves within striking distance now.
Ellis with the screen for Stuckey. Allen, a screen on Allen. Just 5 on the clock. Stolen by Randolph. And here we go with Allen running it up the court. The jump hook, and it's Randolph getting it to go. Randolph's got the game tied up here for the Grizzlies. And here comes Rodney Stuckey. 6 points for him. Hill left side. Stevenson against George. Stuckey passes to George. Here's Hill. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And the Pacers lead by 2.
They've been strong on the boards. There's no disputing that.
That's what the box score says. Still anybody's game, though.
Fades and shoots. It's rebounded by Indiana. Hill's got 4 rebounds now tonight. And George, here we go. Can't get it to go. Good work defensively by Gasol. Here's Udrih. Another shot. Stevenson can't hit.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
Here's Allen. Zach Randolph with the rebound. Randolph's got his 3rd rebound on the night. To the middle and taken away by Ellis. Fast break. Here comes Indiana. And the shot is good from Stuckey.
That's how you make an impact with defense. Once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered. The floor is open. Take care of business.
Yeah, that's right. So you push it. That's the best opportunity for points on the break. This lead, I think, is headed north.
Timeout called, the Grizzlies. You talk about players who either love or hate contact. Randolph, I think, is in his element, leaning on people. He likes to feel other body.
Yeah, they love Zebo, they call him, don't they? He
yes,
can get busy. Boy, I love watching him go to work. You know, he likes to be in the middle of contact. I mean, he gets to the rim whenever you lose contact if you're guarding him, and he's not the most explosive guy, but it just points out, Kevin, you can be highly skilled and a really good basketball player and not be off the charts athlete.
Wears on his opponent.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of attrition.
I think he's created that phrase, what was it, grit and grind? Grit and grind for the Grizzlies,
you're right.
and that's how he plays.
Yeah.
Randolph never really an above-the-rim player, but with his combination of strength and skill, he remains effective. Deft touch with that left hand.
The first one falls.
And Randolph is able to post up or face up, and he's lethal either way. And that high arcing shot of his from mid-range, beautiful to watch, impossible to block. And on that right block, he's doing work down there because he understands how to use that wide base of his to get separation.
No good on the second free throw.
Well, a breakthrough season for Lance Stevenson, the former second-round pick out of Cincinnati. He was an all-star candidate. Did not make it, but was really close. Improved in just about every category as well.
Now, here is George. He's got 11. Shot clock at 6. 17-foot shot on the way. That one wide left.
And Lance Stevenson was one of the most improved players in the league last year, certainly worthy of all-star consideration. He upped his rate of scoring, assists, rebounding. He was fantastic as a rebounding guard. At 6'5", 230 pounds, he knows how to use that frame to get to the glass. He's gotten to the line much more recently, shooting a better percentage from the field. He clearly is one of the up-and-coming players in the league.
Indiana leading. Outside Hill. Grizzlies with the rebound. Wright's got 3 rebounds now in this one. And for Stevenson, you look at his career numbers, Steve, he's dramatically improved his field goal and three-point percentages pretty much every season.
Yeah, he just has a great love for the game, Kevin, a flair for the dramatic on the court, but most importantly, the dedication to strive for greatness.
You know, Memphis had a good road record overall, kept it above 500 despite a really sluggish start to the season and then losing Marc Gasol for a while due to a knee injury.
As you said with Memphis, guys, they ended with 23 road wins last year. That's a great mark for any team.
You know, their game translates well to the road as they like to pound it inside. That kind of game travels well because, you know, you can control the tempo of the game as the more physical, dominant team.
Mahinmi's checked in for Hill. They now lead as the free throw drops for him.
Well, last season the fans in Indiana finally came back in bunches to support their hometown Pacers. In the top 10 in attendance, up from 25th in 2013.
Hill dishes to George. Hill kicks to Hill. Good, the assist goes to Hill. Hill's got 5 points so far. Here's Conley. 1:52 left in the first half. Well, Clark, you look at the low attendance numbers for the Pacers in years past from 2007 to 2012. They averaged the second worst in the league. I think that surprised
me and the rest of the organization as well, yet that corresponds with the seasons that the Pacers actually dipped below 500, and there wasn't a lot of promise on the horizon. With the Pacers winning now, and from what I hear, the TV ratings are also over double. Actually, I know the TV ratings for that team have doubled up since 2012, so things are headed in the right direction now.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Kevin, Paul George has stated plainly that he hopes to post up much more often. Last season, he was basically dead last among forwards, only posting up on 5% of his possessions. He's put on muscle and developed his back-to-the-basket footwork. He said, quote, I plan on being a lot more physical, seeking contact and finishing through it. That's my next step. He's trying to evolve, Kevin.
A good move considering his size and explosiveness, Doris. Thanks.
Having a chance here to check out how the Grizzlies ranked in the NBA last season. 3rd in opponent offense, 4th in fewest turnovers per game. And they were a top 10 team in field goal shooting. Pretty impressive.
I just like the way they got after it defensively. You talked about the fact they were in the top 5 in the league in opponents' points per game. So this is a club that had a plan each and every night And they executed that plan. They played really hard. They played together. They covered up for one another. And all in all, that was an excellent defensive club.
The first free throw is good.
You have to give credit to the Grizzlies for being right in the playoff race to the very end last season. Certainly, nobody wanted to see them in the first round.
He makes one of two that time. Boy, you said it, the Grizzlies were the team that nobody wanted to see in the first round, and they showed why with a great series against the Thunder.
Well, they took the Thunder to 7 games. They actually had a 3-2 advantage in that series, but couldn't pull it off. Still a great showing for the Grizzlies as that 7 seed.
So it's the Pacers now after Memphis gets the 3. Hill passes to George. George double teamed. 5 to shoot.
That's a jump ball.
And so here is Indiana. 4 on the clock. Good. He hits the jump shot. George has got 13.
Looked like he was trying to go for a degree of difficulty points on that shot.
Conley dishes to Barnes. From outside, off the mark. Second quarter ends in a tight one. Pacers lead by 1. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
All right, Kevin, here with Coach Frank Vogel. And, Coach, things were going your way early in this ball game, but you let them climb back in it. What broke down?
Well, we started the game exhibiting championship-level passing, which is what we're preaching, and we got a lot of good looks, got an early lead. We didn't pay attention to their strength. That's how they got back in the game.
Coach, thank you so much. Back to you guys at the table.
Thank you, Doris. And, folks, don't go away after the break. We'll see you right back here for the start of the second half in the third quarter. And welcome back to the second half of our Halloween broadcast.
What a great game for Randolph in this one. He has 14 points, and he's come away with 2 steals as well. He's blown up some plays out there.
It shows you what an intelligent defender he can be on the ball. He really understands the game.
And it's the Grizzlies with the ball. They trail by 1. They'll be off to Charlotte for a game against the Hornets. That will conclude their brief 2-game road trip.
But you know that Charlotte game has a lot of attention on it, guys.
Paul George is out there with Allen. Then there's Ellis. Then it's George Hill. And it's Hill in at the 5, down low. That's the group starting the second half for Frank Vogel. Clark, third quarter here, and 5 lead changes so far.
Yeah, it's really been a bit of a tug of war. Back and forth we go.
Yeah, both teams playing well. Neither club able to pull away.
Now, here is George. The feed now to Allen. And there's a nice one-handed slam. Stupendous rush to the rim and a mighty slam on the end of it.
But through the teeth of some pretty soft D, I can't help but say that.
Well, let's see how that impacts things here, because those kinds of plays sometimes can be game changers on both sides.
A putback, and then Randolph slams it in.
Well, I love that aggression. Forget about the tip. Just grab the thing and slam it home.
Well, one away to get second chance points.
Man, don't take any risks. Just put that ball back in the hoop.
Hill sets the screen for Hill. George double team. Hill kicks to Allen. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. Hill's got 5 assists tonight.
You know, it seems like when they've gone to him, he's really come through. And that's not something they should get away from. George Hill, an efficient combo guard. He was acquired by the Pacers in a draft day deal back in 2011. That was the Kawhi Leonard trade, with Leonard, of course, going to the Spurs. It's a trade that benefited both sides.
Here's George. That's blocked, but they'll get another chance. Hill passes to Hill. Over in the corner, Allen. It's back to Hill. Shot clock at 6. The 3 from George. And it's George again missing. Grizzlies have gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. Over to the wing. Nobody near Barnes. Hits it from three-point range. Barnes has got his second bucket of the night.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
I just love the mentality they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing anything. They're moving it side to side and working to get a good shot.
Here's Hill, and foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Well, Steve, George Hill starting at point guard, maybe more of a combo guard than a true point. What do you think?
Well, yeah, no question he's a combo. Career average of only about 3 assists, so he's not a classic point guard. And a lot of people have argued that the Pacers need more of a playmaker, but I like what Hill brings to the table. Defensive-minded, smart, a team guy, good shooter. So he's an important player for this club.
Well, and you talk about Hill defensively now. 6'3", athletic, long arms, extremely smart, knows how to avoid being screened, never gives up on plays. And, you know, from his time with the Spurs and now Coach Vogel in Indy, he has the outstanding technique to complement those physical tools, and that makes him one of the best defenders at his position.
And good on the second, so he makes them both.
And you know the other thing I like about George Hill, an excellent caretaker of the ball. He may not create a ton of assists, but he gets them into their offense and really values the possession.
Now the Pacers moving it up. Ellis with the ball. And George gets it to go. And Clark, a great competitive game so far.
Yeah, tit for tat. I mean, back and forth, plenty of lead changes, and excellent play.
These two teams, guys, look so evenly matched to me. I think this could go right down to the wire.
Here is Conley. Paul George making his last shot. And the Pacers with possession here. Now Hill. He has 7. Back to Ellis. The 11-footer. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. Hill's got his 6th assist on the night. A little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. And Hill over to help. Conley with it. He's picked up by Hill. And so it's Indiana with it. Indiana leading by 4. Hill, a screen on Conley. George dishes to Hill. Back to George. A 3-ball. And it's Hill. Outside the assist by George. And that's 10 points for Hill.
I'm not necessarily a big fan of him shooting that shot, but they did give him the space.
Timeout called the Grizzlies.
You know, the league doesn't always update players' heights after they enter the league. Paul George, 6'10", after a late post spurt following his rookie season in the NBA.
Rodney Stuckey's checked in for George. The Grizzlies trail by 7. Conley with it. Kicks it to Gasol. Shot to stop the run. Good on the jump shot. Gasol's got 4 points now in the quarter. Indiana's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. And here is Hill. 10 points for him. Ellis with the screen for Hill. Hill, a screen on Allen. 5 on the clock. From 13. And he overshot that one, missing. Memphis has gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. Nobody near Barnes. Gasol banked in off the glass. And now just a 3-point Indiana lead. For Indiana, they've gotten 5 of 8 shots to fall for them in the third quarter. A nice 62% from the field. Here's Hill. Count it from 12. Hill's got 12 in the game.
Risky shot there. Size-wise, I mean, he easily comes out on the short end of the stick, so to speak.
With the nice high release, he had no problem getting it off and knocking it down.
And Gasol gets it to go.
Despite the troubles he had in the first half, he stayed composed and focused, and now he's getting it going.
Hill, a screen on Conley. Here's Ellis. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Mike Conley, a lightning-quick lefty. Has never been an all-star, but certainly in the conversation as a two-way player who's been a cornerstone for the Memphis Grizzlies.
And for Conley, drafted 4th overall after 1 season at Ohio State. He's gotten better and better, Clark, with each passing season in the NBA.
And that's testament to his work ethic and his approach to getting better. Last season was his best yet, up to scoring while maintaining his efficiency, and I think he continues to have much better basketball ahead of him.
The Grizzlies making a switch here. Udrich is checked back in, and Ellis drops them both.
Boy, still waiting for their first miss from the foul line this half.
100% since halftime, is that right? I'm not sure this lead's going away anytime soon if that keeps up.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
Yes, Kevin, Memphis coach Dave Yeager paid dues for years coaching in the minor leagues. But he did more than coach. He was the GM, ticket vendor, business manager, and halftime act. He said he loved the passion and spirit of that work. But there were also tough times. Guys, those struggles helped prepare him for where he is today.
A long road, but he's here now. Thanks, Doris.
But the pick worked really well there. Nice job taking it right to the 10 for the layup.
And Udrich kicks to Gasol. Passes it to Udrich. Memphis moving it around. It's Allen with the drive. Shoots from 12. Pacers with the rebound. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. And after this game wraps up, they're off to Atlanta where they'll take on the Hawks. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip. Back to Ellis. Allen with the screen for Ellis. Stuckey kicks to Ellis. No good. And it's Memphis the other way. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
And they're able to recover. Nobody near Allen. Again, Allen missing.
Ouch. Another miss to add to what's been a miserable game for him from the field.
Hill passes to Stuckey. Ellis with a screen on Gasol. Hill has the open look. And it's off from three-point range. Pass to Barnes. Looking for Gasol. He gets it there. And that one's good. Gasol's got 13.
This is a fantastic performance in this half. He didn't play as well in the first, but you just know with this guy, he's always ready to turn it around.
Now here's Stuckey. He's got 10. Stolen by Randolph. Nobody near Barnes. Hill pulls it in. Hill's got 3 rebounds now in this one. And it's Ellis penetrating. And it's Hill. That time the assist by Ellis. Here's Udrich. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Randolph inside. He's against Allen. The jump hook, and nothing but air on that one. Pacers leading by 7. Over in the corner, Ellis. Outside Hill. The dish now to Stuckey. Hill kicks to Stuckey. 6 on the shot clock. Hill against Allen. Hill, no good.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots just have not dropped for him today.
Udrich dishes to Barnes. Here's Randolph, and the layup falls. Randolph's got 4 points in the quarter.
You know, he's knocking down his shots today, but it hasn't really translated to the scoreboard yet.
Timeout called the Pacers.
They've been very untidy with the ball here. You commit turnovers when you try to do too much or you force it. They need to focus on making the simple play, good passes, and moving the ball around.
Indiana making some changes. Mahimi's checked in for Hill. Turner comes in for Allen, and it's Solomon Hill in for Ellis. So Memphis going with almost an entire new group here. Chris Anderson is checked in for Gasol. White comes in for Zach Randolph. Lance Stevenson's checked in for Barnes. And Mike Conley subbed in for Udrich. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
How about a look at some of the numbers for Michael Conley? Very nice season for him last year. He averaged about 17 points a game last year, 6 assists and 3 rebounds. And those are tremendous assist totals. You don't even need the numbers really to see just how confident he is with the ball in his hands.
Yeah, that's really accurate, Steve. I mean, he is loving playing the quarterback for them.
And that one misses. And the second free throw, good. Now here's Allen. Stevenson outside. Allen up top, out to the right wing. Conley, the pass to Allen. Conley kicks to Allen. Stevenson outside, all alone. That's in there. Conley with the assist. Conley's got 4 assists in the game. Pacers leading by 4. Outside Hill. Here's Stuckey. Stuckey with another miss.
You know, you can make a case for a lot of teams being elite defensively in the NBA, but if you just take a look at the pure numbers, last year the Pacers were really in a class of their own.
Conley, so he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Well, class of their own is right for the Pacers. Second best points allowed, best opposing field goal percentage. I mean, they really did it all last year defensively.
And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Pacers.
They've been the aggressors, and they've been tougher in the paint all game.
It's been a hot shooting night for them, too. I mean, they've hit a lot of those mid-range jump shots.
And he knocks down the first one. You mentioned the Pacers and their defense. It's something they take a ton of pride in.
Yeah, they do, Kevin, because they want guys that can defend their position without much help, because the system they play is predicated on being able to guard your guy one-on-one and then have good team help in the right places, and they do take a lot of pride in that part of the game.
And he can't hit the second.
Well, you know, for teams in the NBA nowadays, it's all about getting bang for your buck. I mean, Mike Conley out of Ohio State, one of the great value contracts in the league, and with all the analytics and general managers looking for value, Memphis happy to have an all-star caliber still player like him still locked up through 2016.
That free throw missing. And you have to give Mike Conley, Steve, an awful lot of credit for the emergence of the Grizzlies, I think, as a factor in the Western Conference.
Kevin, I think he's one of the best point guards in the league. Probably doesn't get enough credit, but his progression as a player at both ends, year after year, he just seems to get better, and he provides that poise and leadership the club needs.
By way of the free throw line.
And that may not be the first thing people notice about his performance, but those are important points nonetheless.
Now here's Anderson. Back to Conley. Wide open. That's good. Conley's got 5. We've got 1:28 left here in the third quarter. Outside Hill. He feeds it to Stuckey. He kicks to Turner. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
How about a look at the Pacers and where they ranked in the NBA last season? First in opponent field goal shooting. Second in opponent points per game. And they also showed up in the top 5 in blocks. A good, solid team at the defensive end of the floor.
And Clark, you know this. I mean, anytime you see a team #1 in the NBA in field goal percentage defense, you know they're getting after it. So this is a club that plays extremely hard. They take great pride in their defense. They have a concerted plan, a concerted effort every single night to try to stop the opposing team.
Paul George, he's checked in for the Pacers. And he's good on the second. Here is Conley. 5 points in the game. Stuckey brings the double team. Paul George with the steal. One-on-one here. Here's Hill. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. George has got his 4th assist in this one. The Grizzlies trail by 5. Outside Conley. And so here is Indiana. They time it right. They can end this quarter with a 2-for-1.
Yeah, that's the smart move there. That's how you want to end the quarter, but make sure you get a good solid possession here. Very porous defense down there by the hoop. He probably should make that one.
Excellent challenge. He had a hand right in his face as he took that shot.
Yeah, you could see the hitch in his release because of it. Just fantastic defense.
Now here is Conley. Allen dishes to Anderson. And stolen by Stuckey. Outside, George on the wing, Turner. Stuckey passes to Turner. And here's George for 3. That doesn't go either for George. Here's Conley. No luck. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Indiana out in front. They're up by 5. And after a quick break, we're going to come right back with the start of the fourth quarter.
On Tap Friday, November 1st, the Milwaukee Bucks take on John Wall and the Washington Wizards. It's the real deal.
Pacers leading by 5. So on the floor for Memphis. They've got Matt Barnes. Conley out there with Lance Stevenson. And there's Anderson. And it's Wright in at the 4. Now here's Stuckey to the paint and stolen by Barnes. Now Conley. Stevenson outside. Back to Conley. Clock at 6. They double him with George. Conley with it. Rodney Stuckey covering. Tipped away. And Anderson kicks to Barnes. Dishes to Stevenson. Anderson a screen on George. Pass to Conley. George against Stevenson. Over George. Here's Wright. And finally, that one's good. Wright's got the first basket as we get going in the fourth for Memphis. Indiana leading. They set the pick. Stuckey against Conley. George dishes to Stuckey. The putback, and it's Mahinmi finishing it off.
Showing us a little force on that putback, Kev.
Well, there was no way he was going to let that chance slip away.
No, sir.
You got to love his positioning. As the shot went up, he anticipated that play.
Now here is Conley to the left side wing. Down low. And now running up the court, Stevenson pushing it up. Here's Wright. It's rebounded by Indiana. George has got his fourth rebound with that last one here tonight. The three. The shot is off. Now the Grizzlies take it the other way. Conley with it. Back to Stevenson. And here is Barnes. Stevenson outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Memphis needs to get off a shot here. Conley's shot is off.
It just hasn't been a very good day for him, guys. They need him to start burying some of those.
And George kicks to Stuckey. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Nice work to get inside and draw the foul.
Yeah, it's obvious. The defense not going to allow many easy layups. They're going to make you earn it from the line.
At the line from your Pacers, Rodney Stuckey. At the line for 2.
Free throw, good. Stuckey.
Finally, he's starting to convert after working his way to the line time and time again. We'll see if he can maintain the pace.
Indiana making some changes. Jordan Hill, he's checked in for Mahinmi. Lavoy Allen comes in for Turner. And George Hill's subbed in for Solomon Hill. Then for the Grizzlies, Marc Gasol's checked in for Anderson. Randolph comes in for Brandon Wright. And Tony Allen subbed in for Lance Stevenson.
He hasn't been himself from the free throw line, but maybe that can get him going.
There's the double team with Allen. Conley, the pass to Allen. Here's Randolph. Here's Barnes. That one rolling around and rims out.
That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those balls.
Any extra possessions that you can get, either through steals or rebounds, are so critical in this game.
Kept alive. Hill. And he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket. They got on this roll a while ago, and they just haven't looked back. The Grizzlies shooting 40% from the field. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Allen outside. Here's Randolph, and it's sent back by George. Now the pass to Hill. Allen dishes to Hill. George against Barnes. George with the bucket.
And he may be the guy to put this game even farther out of reach.
The Grizzlies trail by 11. Now a timeout called by Memphis.
Well, they're getting way too many easy shots in the paint. So this timeout is specifically for that reason. You got to tighten up the defense and start to make it harder for that offensive team.
I know it's easier said than done, but right now it just doesn't seem like the necessary effort is there.
And Indiana making a change here. Ellis is checked in. A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
During that break, Coach Dave Yeager had some words for his team. He hasn't been happy with their shot selection. He told them, we're forcing things out there, guys. Space the floor, make the extra pass, work for the open shot in the flow of our offense. We'll see if they heed that advice, Kevin.
Well, he's building a house with those bricks. I mean, one reason is he keeps trying to force it up when he's defended well. Move the ball, share the sugar.
Here's Conley. Drops in the breakaway layup.
Heads-up play on both ends there. Transition basketball, the steal and the quick push.
Steve, that's how it should be played. I mean, rapid-fire basketball.
Now here's Ellis. Hill sets the screen for George. Feeds to Hill. Well, Jordan Hill has battled injuries, but when he's played Clark, he's been pretty effective.
You know, Kevin, last season, around 20 minutes per game he played with the Lakers, and you could argue he should have been playing more. He was very productive in that time on the floor. He's more a banger than a spread four. He's not a great perimeter shooter. So the fit with their spread out system might have limited his playing time.
And that one misses. And he misses the second one as well, so he is 0 for 2 that time. Barnes gets to Conley. Here's Allen. Left side Randolph. On the money from 12 feet away. Randolph's got 20.
And he'll try to develop his outside shot to better fit into the Lakers' offense last year, but that's not his strength. Where he's best is his ability to use his size and athleticism on the boards and really defensively as well.
Now, here is George. He dishes it to Hill. Shot clock at 6. Here's Allen. It is flushed down with a nice jam. An indication there of why the scoreboard looks like it does. Very passive defense.
But the finish was anything but passive.
No, he hammered that down, Clark. Superb above the rim action.
And Hill is one of the best rebounders in the league. He's a quality defender as well, and he can play some center. So if he can stay healthy, I think he's a guy that can really be a player to watch.
Well, Zach Randolph enjoying the best years of his career and most sustained success in Memphis. You know, a tricky choice for him this past offseason, deciding whether to opt out of the final year of his contract. In the end, he wanted the security of a longer-term deal.
Free throw drops for Zach Randolph. In Zach Randolph opting into the final year of his contract, it would have been strange to see him in another uniform.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, the city's really embraced him. He said it's a blue-collar town, and he's a blue-collar player. He's helped to define their style of play, and he really hopes to retire as a Grizzly, and I'd like to see that happen as well.
Be nice.
Yeah.
Both good from the line that time. Indiana leading by 7. And it's Hill penetrating. That's good from Allen on the assist by Hill. Hill's got his 7th assist in the game.
Fantastic pass. He turned that one into a pretty easy basket for his teammate.
Now here's Conley. They double him with George. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play chance here.
Shooting for Memphis, Zach Randolph. Shooting 1.
Free throw drops for Randolph.
The story in the first half was their low free throw percentage. They've corrected that here in the second half, and hopefully they can build on it as this game continues to progress.
Now here's Ellis. Hill passes to George. It's back to Hill. 5 to shoot. Ellis down low. Defended by Allen. And that one's good, Ellis. And the Pacers lead by 8. Memphis has gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter. Conley dishes to Gasol. Tries again. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. And he makes the first.
He's done a much better job of getting to the line here. Aggressively taking it inside and not shying away from contact. I thought he was settling a bit in the first.
And Zach Randolph drops them both.
You really have to like the work they put in at the free throw line here in the half. I mean, they've been really aggressive and drawing fouls, and then they've been able to knock down their free throws.
Time call here. Indiana decides to talk it over. outside Hill. And out of bounds as Memphis gains possession.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
The Grizzlies trail by 6. There's the double team with Allen. Randolph kicks to Barnes. The feed to Gasol. It's stolen by Hill. Now here is Hill. Kicks it to Hill. Right side George. Hill passes to George. 6 on the shot clock. George double teamed. Allen dishes to George. And it's off the back rim. No good.
Well, I think he kind of alligator armed that one. Short stroked it. After doing a nice job to get open, he didn't finish the shot.
Randolph against Allen. Randolph can't hit. Pacers leading by 6. Ellis kicks to Hill. Indiana moving it around. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. They get Marc Gasol.
Shooting for Indiana.
Free throw drops for Hill.
2 shots.
No free throws. Good from Hill.
So far in the game for Hill, he has 9 rebounds, and his 2 blocks have given them a lift defensively.
Well, you have to protect the rim, Clark. You know that. And when you do that as well as he has today, it really bodes well for your team.
Out that one, the Indiana lead has been cut down to just 6 points on the bucket from Zach Randolph. For Indiana, they've gotten into a pretty good groove, going 6 of 10 here in the final quarter. Here's Hill. Ellis with the screen for Hill. Just 5 to shoot. Indiana needs to get a shot off. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. The Grizzlies trail by 6. Barnes screen on Hill. Conley the pass to Randall. Back to Conley. The shot will not go. Excellent D there from Hill. Ellis dishes to Allen. And stolen by Barnes. Allen with it. And Allen picks him up defensively. It's Allen with the drive. Here's Gasol. Hits the jump hook.
It hasn't happened as quickly as he would have liked, but he's finally putting some points on the board in this game.
Pacers leading by 4. Now Hill. Rejected by Gasol. Allen outside. Passes it to Conley. And Hill over to help. Conley against Hill. And it's the Grizzlies with the ball. Shot clock at 6. And yes, sir, that one drops. Now just a 2-point Pacer lead.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but their cutting, their movement together as a unit that's led to that.
Now here is George. George double teamed and stolen by Barnes. Oh, and here comes Barnes all alone. Hammers it down off the coast-to-coast break.
Boy, that was a massive sequence of events there. Absolutely clutch defense to trigger the break.
And we've seen games decided on plays clutch just like that.
Effort and hustle plays often are big plays for a team.
Yeah, what a time to blow up a play and then turn it into a slam at the other end.
They've definitely hit that groove offensively.
They sure have, guys. I mean, really aggressive. And I like that posture and mindset. Stay aggressive.
Yeah. Steve, you like groove, don't you?
I do. I love groove, Kevin. And I love the attack mode this team is in, too. I mean, they're really getting into the paint. They're getting whatever they want offensively.
Timeout called the Pacers. They trailed by 2. 1:43 left in the fourth quarter of this one. 1:43 left in the fourth quarter. George sets a screen for Hill. Pass to George. Hits it out to Allen. Just 5 on the clock. And George, here we go. Hill has the open look. Kept alive to end the drought. Can't capitalize inside. Memphis leading. Outside Conley. Allen gets to Gasol. A leaner. And it comes off the front of the rim.
Not really necessary with nobody on you. I mean, why put yourself off balance on that shot when you're wide open?
For 3, Ellis. Allen passes to George. Gasol against Hill. The dish to Ellis. Now, here is George. Tight defense on him. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. We can probably expect to see him slow it down now.
Yeah, you got the lead. Burn some clock here.
Smart move.
Yep.
Nobody near Barnes. Connects from downtown.
An example right there, guys, of how even as their lead grew into a big one, they never started coasting.
That's the truth. I mean, they've been in charge of this game all the way through.
And the Pacers call time here. They're behind by 5. 15 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And here's Hill for 3. Again, missing Hill. And he commits the intentional foul. 7 seconds left in the fourth. And so they foul intentionally. He hits the first one, and that increases their lead to 6. So he gets them both, and it's a 7-point game. Here's Hill. No good there. So it's Memphis picking up the win. They pulled off this win, Clark, with respectable performance.
Well, gentlemen, I'm here with Marc Gasol. And Mark, how would you break